Hey Jennifer, do you have anything to say about the Diddy situation?
As if Jennifer Lopez didn't have it hard enough right now with her divorce from Ben Affleck, her past relationship with Diddy has come back to haunt her. JLo's name keeps being linked with his, and her reputation is seriously at stake, so she's reportedly been keeping a low profile. And you guys will never believe the insane things that she's been accused of in connection to the Diddy scandal. Nobody wants their name anywhere near Diddy in today's headlines. Most celebrities are doing everything they can to distance themselves from the jailed rapper. But obviously, anyone famous who used to have a close relationship with him is finding it hard not to get sucked into the media storm against him, including JLo, who he famously dated from 1999 to 2001. Now, that's a long time in celebrity years, and it was long enough for a lot of shady stories to emerge from their highly publicized romance. Page Six recently shared some throwback photos of the couple celebrating the 4th of July in 2000 alongside a bunch of other celebrities. The pictures have only added fuel to the fire because more and more people are now wondering how much JLo really knew about Diddy's dark side. People want to know if there's anything that she's hiding and doesn't want the world to ever find out. Some suspect that JLo's name might be one of the ones linked to the 120 victims that attorney Tony Buzbee is representing. When speaking to TMZ, the lawyer said that there are some A-list celebrities who are going to be sued for reportedly either committing crimes with Diddy or helping to cover them up. He said that the names will be revealed over the next few weeks. So why do some folk think that JLo might be one of the stars that he talked about? Well, for one thing, she has already been linked to a crime that Diddy was accused of when they were still together. It was a big scandal at the time, but because it was dealt with pretty quickly, it eventually was buried and people forgot about it. But obviously, with everything going on with Diddy right now, the world of social media has begun digging things up again. In December 1999, the ex-couple went to a club in New York, and their night ended in total disaster. According to a report by Paper Magazine, Diddy and JLo were spending time with fans in the club, and Diddy was throwing around cash. At one point, he allegedly knocked a drink out of a guy's hand by accident, and when the guy shoved him back, a big fight broke out. Pay super close attention to what happened next, because this is where things get really messy. Clubgoers reportedly heard 3 shots go off, and everyone started freaking out. Diddy's limo driver told the New York Post that he remembered seeing people running out of the club screaming. Diddy and JLo jumped into the car, and they all sped off in the vehicle. The chauffeur remembered that JLo kept screaming that Shine busted off. She would have been talking about Jamal Shine Barrow, an up-and-coming rapper signed to Diddy's label. He reportedly used his firearm inside the club because someone had insulted Diddy in front of him. It resulted in 3 people being injured. But just when you thought things couldn't get any more insane, the driver ran some red lights and the police began to tail them. When he tried to pull the Lincoln Navigator over, though, Diddy allegedly told the chauffeur to keep driving. I mean, this whole thing sounds like it was straight out of a movie, right? Eventually, the police surrounded them and they were forced to pull over. Cops searched the vehicle and reportedly found a firearm under one of the seats. No one in the car admitted it was there, so they were all arrested. The article by Paper claimed that JLo spent 14 hours in jail. Diddy, however, was told that he'd have to go to trial. Unsurprisingly, he was eventually acquitted, but his friend Shine took the fall and ended up spending 9 years of his life in prison. But there's a major twist in this story, because something came out in the news this year which suggests that though there were never any charges against JLo, she might not be entirely innocent. Natanya Rubin, one of the 3 victims of the club incident, was lucky to be alive after fragments from a piece of ammo hit her in the face during the chaos of that night, per the New York Post. But here's the mind-blowing claim that Natanya told the media. She alleged that it wasn't Shine who pulled the trigger, it was Diddy. She told the Daily Beast that she watched him do it. She saw him with her own eyes. Natanya claimed that she'd been too afraid to go up against Diddy in the past because he was somebody with power, prestige, fame, and money. She also alleged that JLo and other people had lied in court to protect Diddy, and the case should be reopened.
JLo testified at the grand jury, as did
Natanya even said that she'd be willing to have a doctor remove a part of the 9mm fragment in her face so it could be used as evidence for the trial. She added, "It may cost me my life," which I think goes to show just how sure she feels that she is telling the truth and how much she must want Diddy to pay for his alleged crime. But she's not the only person who is claiming that JLo had more to do with that shocking incident than she ever let on before. According to The Root, Diddy's longtime rival, Suge Knight, claimed on his podcast that because JLo didn't tell the truth about whose weapon was used in the nightclub, Shine was sent to prison instead of Diddy. He made the allegation that she knew it actually belonged to Diddy. It's also been rumored that the rapper used his then-girlfriend to smuggle the firearm into the club, per the New York Post, and she supposedly passed it to him when things started to kick off. Suge also made another wild accusation on his podcast, something which, according to him, led to the downfall of JLo's marriage to Ben Affleck. The former record label CEO claimed that it had to do with some of the things the FBI allegedly found when they raided Diddy's home. According to the indictment against him, there were videos of the alleged freak-offs he had and some incriminating footage of the people who were a part of that. Suge Knight alleged that there were videos of JLo doing this and JLo doing that. And the FBI approached Ben and told him that there were some things they wanted to show him about his wife. It was his belief that they actually did him a solid and handed him the tapes.
I'm quite sure he can never look at her the same.
Some people believe Suge Knight's theory because the news of the couple's marriage going downhill also hit the media in March, the same month that Diddy's mansions were raided. The Express Tribune reported on a recent story that a controversial photo of JLo and Diddy has been circulating on social media. A black and white photo, which looks like it could have been taken from a CCTV footage, shows JLo next to Diddy wearing nothing on top. There are 3 other people behind them. A Twitter user posted the picture and captioned it with, "Because of this photo of Jennifer Lopez and Puff Diddy, it is the reason why Ben Affleck ended his marriage." The post went viral and got more than 70 million views, but a lot of users questioned whether it was fake or not. Many of them claim that the photo was made by AI. Someone commented that JLo was never innocent. She was guilty, just like the rest of them. In an interview with Vibe, JLo suggested that her relationship with Diddy was the first time she was with someone unfaithful to her. She confessed that she was in this relationship where she was crying, crazy, and going nuts. She said, "It really took my life in a whole tailspin." She claimed that she never caught him cheating, but she just knew. According to her, he'd say he was going to a club for a couple of hours and then never come back that night. There were even rumors at the time that he was still seeing his ex, Kim Porter, while he was with JLo. So my question is, if he treated her so badly, what loyalty does she have to him? You would think that she'd be willing to throw him under the bus, but for some reason, she stayed completely silent. This is why some people think that she has something to hide. She supposedly doesn't want to rock the boat in case something incriminating comes out about her and she gets dragged down with him. But what do you guys think? Is JLo hiding out somewhere and waiting for the Diddy scandal to just blow over? Do you think she has anything to be worried about? Or is she totally innocent of his alleged crimes? Let me know in the comments below.